Hi, welcome everybody to another round with the Future Forecasting Group. My name is Sean Mahoney, and I'm joined with Daz, Edward, Derek, Nyiam, and Dick, our rock star remote viewing team. And we're going to be going over today our February predictions for world events. Today's date is the 31st of January, 2024. And we're going to have our viewers go through their data. Daz, do you want to go ahead and get us started?
Yeah, sure. Bear with me. Let's share the screen here. Okay, so my first ideogram here was like a loud. I keep getting these explosion things, but there again, I just remember on when we did the review of the January stuff, you said I had something in January, but also an event in February. So maybe this is the February event. But it feels like a big energy event, which is very loud, very kinetic. It feels like it's a downwards motion and then outwards in a big pow, bit like a Batman pow kind of thing there. I tried, I had this visual in my head. I tried drawing it so that he's like this big thing comes down and makes this huge explosion with waves. And there were these people running away from it. They could see it. And this was a woman here looking back over her shoulder at the devastation behind her. Um, and it felt like this would be in a coastly area. I felt like there was, in the background here, there would be like water or a beach or something. And on the Bitcoin chart, yeah, it feels like it's going to be a choppy month, but better than the last. Yeah, so very, very much lots of ups and downs.
Next one I got was mRNA vaccines in beef, pork, and poultry gaining media attention. People exhibit COVID-like side effects associated with consumption of U.S. meats. Some may be injected after slaughter, but before market. And the feel was like that's how they get around the rule saying, oh, there's never been antibiotics injected into these cows. Well, if it's between slaughter and before market, that it was just a weird sense that I got was they've figured out a sneaky legal loophole to do that. So this next one felt definitely a European feel, France, possibly France or Germany. Rioting, property damage, civil unrest. I mean, the streets were trashed. There were fires burning. These vehicles were like previously incinerated and just piles of ashes. Broken windows, but it was really cool looking old stone architecture. And then trash and debris everywhere. Like people just absolutely destroyed the place.
A term that I didn't know, but I looked up after I did the session. Blue on blue means you have a war game. And that means when friendly forces fight each other. So I think this is related to something that's going to happen at the border. A false flag indicting the MAGA people. Some American forces fire on American forces. Look for an altcoin, and I tried to figure out which one it was, but one altcoin is going to go crazy high. Like it's going to be outperform the whole market. Everybody's going to be going, oh man, why is this altcoin going up so high? And I tried to get the logo.
Thank you, Dick. Edward.
Okay, let's see what is going to happen. This one was specific to England. And the sense here was it was some kind of aspiring being exposed. And I was getting the location of Birmingham, but I was questioning that. But it's also, this was really what I was picking up on, was Rotterdam. But that's in the Netherlands. And this was very, very specific to England. And the ideas here, the notion was that it was an attack network linked to Amnesty International. That was a big thing here. It was like Amnesty International in the UK. Seems dangerous, but even more dealing with scandal as well as threat. And I just kept seeing this guy. He was in this green boat. I don't know, what he has to do with it. Maybe he's involved. But I had to really wonder here in red if this was a threat to a royal of some site, of some kind. This is a blow to the UK, a strike. Scotland Yard is on the news to give information. So I think when these guys get involved, that's a pretty big deal if they're talking on the news. that's serious stuff. So, you know what, man? There's some months where we're like, you know what, not a lot's going on this month. When some months it's like, hey, man, I'm really concerned. This felt like a very serious month. Just very serious stories, and so that's the feel of it.
Yeah, I think 2024 is going to be a serious year, man.
It already is, man. These are some
intense.
serious
Yeah.
times.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Nyiam has here.
So, yeah, the first story I got here wasn't pretty at all, but I saw a person holding someone's decapitated head. A blade involved, sloshing sounds, blood off of his head, um, terror. I felt like this person might have, been held captive or, kind of like held hostage for a bit there. Gruesome, barbaric, uncalled for outrage, and a militant flavor to this, to whoever did this beheading. And, just today, this story is kind of making the rounds right now. Someone decapitated his father's head and put it on YouTube for a while there. Politically charged, kind of militant guy calling on militias to go out and do violence, apparently. But I think this story just broke today, so I'm sure it'll, build up over the next few days. But yeah, not too often you see a beheading. My Bitcoin chart here, week 2 feels like.
Thank you, Nyiam. Yeah, you guys had some good stuff in there and some scary stuff as usual. We've also got your corroborations here. So for February, you guys didn't have some strong correlations. It was mostly you guys would pair up with another viewer with something that was similar. I think the most corroborated one was this 3 around something involving like a shooting, which was potentially a false flag.